I must admit I haven't weighed myself, I haven't measured myself, but I'm going to be doing that next, and I'll jot that down in my notebook and then be monitoring how I grow and shrink in certain areas. Now what you're going to witness here is my belly, okay? Now this is the front of me, okay? I've still got handles here, got love handles here, alright? Okay, don't get too excited, alright? I've got some handles here and I've got some flab here, about that much. I've got to lose this much and tighten these muscles up, okay? If I do the core here, then I should be able to strengthen my back up more, because this is what's giving me pain, all on the lower back, because this area is weak. Okay, hello guys and girls, this is a vlog about my fitness, yeah, or however you want to call it. I'm just going to give you a little heads up on what's happening, okay? Yeah, basically what I'm doing now, it's been payday, bought a pair of trainers, well happy, got some equipment, okay? I've been biking to work, I don't know, about a year, a bit more than that, because some of you remember I actually broke my ankle, came off my bike. And it's been very windy here, done the winter, it's now warmer, but it's still windy, and I'll tell you what, that's good resistance training. The choice of bike I got is one with really fat tyres, brilliant, huh? There's a lot of resistance there. The reason I chose it is because, well, you know why, it's got that certain sound on the road, you know, and whether you've got off-road tyres on your vehicle or whether you've got off-road tyres on your bicycle, it's still reminiscent, it still makes you feel that you're there, you know. So anyway, what the crack is next week I'm going to join the gym. And this guy, I've been looking, this guy that is running the gym is ex-military, brilliant. That means I could tell him that we want to go airsofting and he's going to bring us up to a level. All right, that's fairly academic, isn't it? You know, it's just work. Yeah, twice a week gym, twice a week working, bike to work, and then, and this is the other thing which I've been looking into, is building muscle mass with your own body weight. And I'll put the word on the bottom of the screen here what exactly it is, okay? This basically is a retarded version of gymnastics. Now, people do build muscle mass with this. Two reasons here. One is that I do want to look fitter. I mean, it's part and parcel of the job I do. We're roughy toughy guys and we should have muscles, shouldn't we? Even though I do, developed in the wrong places. Yeah, that's another story. Thing is, as you get older, I'm now a 50-year-old guy, every decade I'm losing muscle mass, okay? If I don't work it and I don't build it, I lose it, and then I become weak. And this is something to remember for you guys who are older. Yeah, this is what happens. It's what happens when you get older. So if you don't work it and you don't keep yourself at a level, you will lose it, okay? And there's a lot more to it. I mean, weight loss I'm interested in. Of course, I'm single as well and I want to look good. I'm starting to feel better. I've started to exercise, do stretches, and I've got a friend who's into yoga and she's pretty good at it. I've learned a few things and it makes a hell of a difference. However, now this is a good point here, is when I'm doing fitness, I've suddenly realised that I'm not as young as I used to be. Joints are now starting to play up because they've been in a certain position for such a long time. They need to be gently worked, okay? I can build up, I can pound the ground, as it were, and then I find I've got a hip that's bad for a week, okay? So I'm gently easing myself into it, all right? I just thought I'd say though, guys, I am still doing Land Rover stuff. The stuff is actually, I'm now getting it ready for filming tomorrow morning. I'm down here in this subway because it's the quietest place I can find. It's windy up there, you see that? Hang on, just get the camera right. Up there, okay, the wind is blowing across and it kills the microphone, okay? So anyway, that's just a little heads up. I've got a lot to tell you, a lot of information. I'm not going to be lecturing about it because I'm not an expert. I'm just going to show you my progress. Okay, so basically I'm starting off quite easy with myself, and it takes time to build up. riding bikes to work, and then the next thing to do is to walk, and then walk run. All right, it's about 4 miles there, 4 miles back. Okay, do that twice a week, that's fine. As well as joining a gym, getting a fitness level up, I'll be all right. Now you see Eugene, he's not doing too much. He thinks he's fit. Well, I gave him some abs exercises Wednesday. Phoned in from school, he had stomach pains and didn't quite understand that the muscles in his abductors rectus, or whatever it's called, well, his abdominal muscles, were actually causing him pain. So, yeah, he'll learn. Anyway, Dad's got to get fitter than him first, so at least I can keep up with him and get a bit ahead. That's the whole idea. Kids are very, very resilient, whereas us, as adults, we tend to, well, we need a little bit of time to recover. Which comes on to the other thing. When I changed my diet, I went vegan, vegetarian. I'm not strictly anything other than trying to cut out bread, cut out milk, cut out meat, still eat proteins, okay? And it does turn out that you can recover faster being a vegan or vegetable-based diets. Your recovery rate is quicker. Now, this is something that is interesting, and I will let you know if it actually works. I'm not trying to convince anybody to be a vegan. It's up to you what you do. Now, I know a lot of you guys, have seen you driving about in your Land Rovers. You've got big bellies. That's amazing, yeah? The thing is, with having a big belly, it puts strain on your back. If you're sitting down for long periods of time, you then have weak abdominal muscles, you then have a bad back, and then it is a knock-on effect. And believe me, I actually do a heavy job. I lift brake drums on and off all day, and believe me, I have a bad back because my abdominal muscles are weak. Yeah, I'm lifting it wrong. So I've been taught how to do some basic exercises, and I'm not going to show you now. When I get a bit fitter, I will do, if you're interested. It's just for a heads up, you guys, because I know this is really, really important to some of us. We get to a certain age and then things start dropping off. You know, like Land Rovers do, like the owners do as well. And the first thing to do is to get yourself fit. Okay, get yourself healthier diets so you can survive better. Now, talking about survival, and this is something that is really, really important to me. Okay, I had a military upbringing. I don't want to talk any more about it, okay? What I did learn, which stuck with me all my life, is about being prepared. Now, I'm not knocking people who are preppers, who have got their bug-out vehicles and the such like. I'm a mechanic myself, and I'd have a bug-out vehicle in an instant if I could afford it. I can't afford it, so this vehicle here, this one here, this is the one that needs to be looked after, the body and the mind first. If you lose those, or you're not capable of surviving, then there's no point in having a bug-out vehicle, is there? Because what you'll end up doing is having a catastrophe, and you'd have spent loads of money on getting something ready. If anything ever does happen, I hope it doesn't, but if anything does happen, then you could be screwed. Yeah, because you need to be able to survive on minimal food, and the first resources you need are food and shelter. Okay, you have that. If you've got a vehicle, you then need fuel, you then need spares, and you also have the risk of somebody taking that vehicle, especially if you have good resources. To be honest with you, if I couldn't work in a community, I would take somebody's vehicle for my son's survival. I mean, I'm not knocking people for what they do, because I think some of the BOVs that are about, some of the guys that have got communities are doing a good thing. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. However, if you have a condition, a medical condition, and you need to have a doctor around, if the shit really does hit the fan, in other words, you're fucked. Yeah. So the first thing is your health. Your health is the first thing to look after. All right. Anyway, so this 50-year-old, he's yeah, it's taken me a long time to realise what's what. You know, getting fit, building some muscle mass, so my muscles don't atrophy. Making sure that my diet is right so I don't have this diabetes come back. One thing that is interesting, okay, the reason young guys they haven't got much fat on them if they're mobile, is because your muscle burns energy. All right, if you've got more muscle, you'll have less fat. You can eat more, okay, and to maintain your muscles you have to burn a certain amount of calories every day. So it's something to think about. All right, if you're exercising regularly and you've got a muscle mass, then what's going to happen? You're going to eat food and it's going to be used. Yeah? On the other hand, if you don't have much food, not much food available, then you're going to lose your muscle mass anyway, and it doesn't turn into fat. Alright, fat comes from the stuff you put into your mouth that's extra that your body stores, and that is linked to diabetes and insulin production. So I'm not going to tell you, I can't show you all the things I know, it's still forming. Alright, but I've had like the last 5 years trying to struggle with diabetes. I've come to an understanding, and now the fitness comes. Yeah, then I can thrash that little guy who's in there, our communications expert, who's in there now playing games. He's stuck. He's going to get to the point where his muscles will ache after a day, a session of airsoft. I don't want that to happen because I want him to have good fun. So do I. Yeah. Mornings. Now I start a shift at 6 o'clock. I'm up at 5 or 5:30. So what I aim to do is to walk to work, and that will be the first 2 weeks. That'll be twice or 3 times a week, depending on how I feel. Then after then I've got to start running and walking and running and walking, so it's tabbing. Okay, so I've got an hour to do it in. I want to take that down to about 20 minutes. Now that's 4 miles. Anybody who's been in the territorial army, to get into the territorial army, which I'm not going to do, I'm too old for it now, is tab, run, walk, run, walk. So that will be 11 minutes for 3 miles, I think it is, for qualifying. Doesn't matter, that's sort of a target to reach. Now what I'm doing is 4 miles. Okay, so 20 minutes, alright, that's good enough. And this old guy can then keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Now 4 miles twice a week's fine. Okay, that's nearly, well it is, that's 5k, isn't it? Yeah, so that'll cover the 5k practice. Yeah, it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be damn hard, but I'm willing to do it because I need to. Yeah, I've got to prove it to myself. All right. So all you big guys that got Land Rovers, start looking after yourselves, eh?